Okay, we'll get started with Oregon here. Coach, we'll let you have an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for Q&A.
Well, it was a heck of a game. I'd put on the board before the game it's going to be a 40-minute fight. Got a lot of respect for Washington State. Really experienced guards that can all shoot it. Gay is a handful inside, so we knew it was going to be a tough game. We got the big lead in the first half, and I made a mistake letting them get that 10-0 run. I should have taken a timeout during that period, and that really changed the momentum of the game. It went from 17, 18 points to 8 there at the half. So, and then they came out, and again, their experience, their skill level is so good, and I thought we got a little tentative. They made a move, and I thought our offense got a little tentative. So we're fortunate to win. I thought Dante made 2 really big defensive plays down the stretch. I think it was tied 70-70 with 3:40 to go, and we didn't give up any more buckets, but I thought Dante was instrumental in that. Key hit some big buckets. We shoot almost 80% from the line. So we did what we had to do to advance. It could have been a little easier. We made some mistakes there and gave them a couple threes there right before half that really got their momentum going.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. We'll start here in the back.
Coach, do you have any status on Dante yet and how he looks for tomorrow?
Well, I think he's moving okay. The trainers were working on him in the locker room just now. I think I understood him right when he said he was okay. Sometimes he's a little hard to understand, but those were 2 really big defensive plays. He was worried about the turnover that he had, but the deflection and steal that he got, and then the big block, I thought were really key for us. But to answer your question, I think he'll be okay. He was moving okay, and the trainers were looking at him there, and so sure hope he's okay. He's a big part of our team.
James Kirby from New York. Dana, in any other setting, I'm imagining blowing a 19-point lead probably leads to quite a film study, but given the setting, like you talk about survive and advance, what do you say to the team post-game in terms of when it's preparing for tomorrow and that challenge, when that's part of it, but also some of those huge moments from key down the stretch?
Well, I don't know if we did make some mistakes, but this is a team that has hit 14 threes on 6 different occasions, leads the league in three-point shooting. No league's safe with them. We knew that. I kept reminding the guys, fellas, 2-3 threes changed this game real quick, and it did. I know at one time in the start second half, they went 6 for 9. A couple of them were really guarded. A couple of them, they got us in transition. So, we made some mistakes. But I think blow is a 19-point lead's a little strong when you have a team that leads the league in three-point shooting and is always a threat. And they hit 11, on us tonight. Even when they didn't shoot it well the first half, they went 5 for 12, and then second half 6 for 11. And so, again, they lead the league, and they got 5 guys who shoot it over 35%, 2 guys that shoot it over 40%. No lead's ever safe with them, and they've proven that, throughout the year.
All right, Rob.
Keeshawn, there's a point mid-second half where are starting to get kind of hard to come by, and they're closing the gap, and kind of the tension's rising. You're able to hit a couple different buckets there over that stretch. Can you talk about just trying to find shots there and create some points for your team?
Well, yeah, I felt like I got away from my aggressiveness a little bit in the beginning of the second half, but my teammates were there for me, and they allowed me to do what I do. And at the end of the day, we got stops, because if Washington State can't score as many points as us, then they can't win. So that's what really matters down the stretch.
Matt, all the way in the back.
Dana, just the last 3 minutes of the game, you held them without any points. You talked a lot about the season, 70 points or less for your defense. Just what did you make of your final 3 or 4 minutes of defense, getting your chance to win?
Well, obviously, it was really important. We haven't won a ball game when we haven't held up anybody. All 18 of our wins previous, we held them under 70 points, and So when they got the offense going the second half, I was concerned because, Will wasn't scoring well, and Jermaine didn't shoot it well. They were doubling Dante, which took away a little of his effectiveness, although he made some pretty good passes out of there. We know what we've got to do. We've got to out-rebound people, and we got to defend. And we haven't been successful against UCLA twice because they out-rebounded us. They got us in the second half. We led both games at half, and they just out-rebounded us the second half. So we're going to have to do a better job there, and we're just going to have a much better second half. You look at the numbers, we held them 34% from the field the first half, and then they shot 56 the second half. So, our defense the second half's got to be better.
Far back.
Coach, your bench outscored theirs 28-3. Keeshawn, such a big part of that, especially when Dante felt a little neutralized. Can you kind of just talk about Keeshawn's night, how much of a role it was, and how your bench is able to outscore theirs by that much?
Well, Keeshawn, first of all, for a guy to accept to come off the bench and be a spark plug, I mean, he played starters minutes, he played 30 minutes, but, for him to take a role and accept it, and he hadn't complained about it one time. He's all about the team, and, he's had some big offensive games, and, he's had some games where he hasn't shot it quite as well, and that's on nights that we need him to defend and use his quickness because he is our quickest player. And so, but his offensive aggressiveness there down the stretch, they went to a zone. We were down 3, and we ran a little pick play for him, and he popped up there and knocked it down and got to the rim a couple times. So, no, his aggressiveness was really good, and he could have hit that free throw and given us a 4-point lead instead of keeping it at 3. But other than that, he did a pretty good job, and he's improved his defense. But I think there's a lot more there. He's got a gear that a lot of guys don't have, and I hope he gets a little stronger and really uses that gear defensively. But offensively tonight, we were stagnant at times, and he really popped up and made some plays.
John in the back.
As up and down as the season's been, you've got a big opportunity tomorrow. How will you approach the next 24 hours with your guys?
Well, it's the next game. We really got to focus. UCLA's really well coached. They're really talented. They've got a couple freshmen that are really good, and they got 3 vets that are really, really good. So we know we got our work cut out for us. I don't think we'll approach it any differently than we have. We'd look at the last 2 times we played them, what we can improve upon, what adjustments we can make, and try to come up with a better plan and then try to execute it a little better. But they're a good basketball team. Vic does a great job. I've known him for more years than either one of us want to admit, and they're well coached. They guard, they rebound, they know what they want offensively, and they got the most valuable player in the league. And when they got in trouble at our place, he just took the game over. And so we're going to have to come up with a better plan and try to slow him down and slow the whole team down. But it's a big challenge, but I think our guys are looking forward to it. And it has been an up and down year. And you see tonight, these guys, what'd you miss? 14, 15 games, and you missed 12. Where would we have been without them tonight? So it's good to have most of our team back. Brennan broke his finger and is out, and Ethan is redshirting, but we've got 10 scholarship athletes, which is the most we've had all year. And I thought Luke Ward gave us some good minutes. Khalil stepped up. He's had a couple really good ball games here where he went through a stretch there. He just no physicality, but I thought he did a great job tonight. Was physical and played well.
Jermaine, kind of 2 parts. One, on a night where you have a tough shooting night, but you still make 8 of 10 at the line, and particularly in the second half when you're fighting foul trouble. Just what is the boys? What's going through your mind? Some of those free throws, and tomorrow probably drawn Bailey on the Magic quite a bit. He just had a career day today. First, the boys in the second half, the free throw line.
Secondly, the matchup with Bailey tomorrow. my whole thought process was just keep on. I know I wasn't making outside threes or outside shots, so I was just get myself going, be aggressive at the rim. I know they didn't have a shot blocker, so I just kept trying to be aggressive. You can get to the rim. For sure. Just ready for the challenge.
Enough said.
He did play good today. We were watching the game, and he was awfully explosive.
Got time for one last one with Billy?
Yeah, Dana, I just wonder if you can look nationally for a minute, and why do you think that this season, I mean, kind of heading into the tournament, it just seems like it's so wide open, and there doesn't seem to be any, clear favorite. Some very good teams have questions, and it seems like it's more so in past years. And just wondering, if you see any underlying reasons why that might be.
Well, I'm not sure if this is a big factor or not, but there's just so many more older teams that, I think it kind of balances things out. It's like these two guys, both have I'm doing a little recruiting here. They both have a year left, a couple of years, Keeshawn's case, and a year here, but that's, that experience, having them back, would be, but there's a lot of those teams, guys that, are 22, 23 years old, and so I think that balances the power out a little bit. You take UCLA, and it seems like Tiger and Jack have been there forever, and so I just think there's a lot of old teams, which balances things out a little bit. And, we went through injuries. We played a real tough non-conference schedule. And so, we didn't get off the start we wanted. These guys missed time. We got down to 6, 7 guys for a while. And I think there's some other teams now. Now UCLA got Clark go down, which is really sad. I mean, I want to win the game and everything, but man, what a defensive presence. I love the way he plays. He is, this is a good dog. I mean, he is a dog defensively, and, I feel bad for him because, I know what injuries do to a team. So to answer your question, I think there's a lot of old teams. I think that balances it out. I think there's more parity. I agree with you. I think, it's wide open. A lot of teams have a chance. I don't think there's a dominant team. I think our league's underrepresented just because, we don't get to see it. I think Arizona State's really good. I think USC's better than people give credit for. I think we're better than people give us credit for. So Washington State definitely, you saw what they did the last 7 in a row, winning 7 games in a row, and would see how skilled they are. So we didn't get off to a great start as a conference because of injuries, because of some things, but I think we got some teams playing really well now, and I hope UCLA can make some noise. They're going to get in. Arizona's going to make some noise. USC's in. Us in Arizona State working hard to try to get in. So hopefully our league will make some noise. All right, thanks.